Hello, it's Rob Moore from St. Emily School here once again. I am just today we received our announcement yesterday that we're going to be continuing our distance learning with our students over the next, at least for the next month, through till the first, I guess, May 4th, and then possibly longer after that. So I was wanting to and one of the things that they talked about was the importance of providing instruction from a math and literacy standpoint. So I wanted to show again a resource here that a lot of people may not be familiar with and a way of presenting it. So again, I'm using Screencastify to record this. You can see on my window, this is what they call problem pictures. This is a math source out of the UK. And as you can see along the top, there's a whole bunch of different types of math problems that you can do. But the one that I want to focus on here today is the pile of oranges. And you'll notice that there are three questions along the side. These questions are really designed for junior math students, grades 4 through 6. And in this particular one, it starts off, how many oranges are there? So we have to take a look at this picture and understand what's the pattern, first of all, and then how are we going to solve it? So we can see that my bottom layer here, I've got 4 oranges along the side, I've got 5 oranges along the back. And so that's actually telling me that I've got 4 times 5, using my understanding of area, is going to give me 20 oranges on that bottom. The next level up, I've got 3 times, it looks like it's about 4. So 3 times 4 is going to give me my 12. Then I have my 2 times 3 giving me my 6. And then I have my 2 on top. Second question says a shopkeeper. So in this particular case, I actually want to add these numbers together. So I'm going to add the 20 and the 12 and the 6 and the 2. So 12 plus 6 is 18, plus the 2 is 20. Add that to the other 20, that gives me 40 oranges in total. And so the shopkeeper builds a similar pile of oranges, but with one extra layer. How many oranges would this have as a result? So I know that my next level down is actually going to be 6 times 5, because I go 2 and 3, then I go 3 and 4, then I go 4 and 5. So my next layer below that would be 5 and 6. So that would give me a total of 30. And so 30 plus that 40 would give me a total of 70 oranges. And finally, what size of pile could you build with a box of 200 oranges? And so it's at this point that I actually want to jump over, because now my numbers are becoming a little more too frequent. And so I'm actually going to use my smart notebook. Lots of times we think that we have to have our smart board to be able to use our smart notebook, but that's not the case at all. And in fact, I can work directly off of my screen here. And what I'm going to do is, because my handwriting is horrible, I'm not going to use the pens. I'm actually going to use the text box. And I'm just going to create a little bit of a text box here. And so I know, as I said before, I began with 40 oranges in the initial problem. And then that next level, I said that I had 30 oranges, which gives me a total of 70. And in this particular case, I'm just going to break it out because it was a 1 by 2 was my first level. And then I had a 2 by 3. And then I had a 3 by 4. And then the second half of the problem, I had a 5 by 6. And so in this particular case, I'm going to continue to spread this out. So I know that my next one would be 6 times 7. Well, 6 times 7 is 42 in this case. I want to add the 70 onto my 42. So that's going to give me my 112. And then, so I'm not at my 200 oranges yet. So now I'm going to jump to my next one, which is going to be 7 times 8. And 7 times 8 then gives me my 56. I'm going to add that on to my 112. And for 112, so that's going to bring me to my 168. I'm not quite there yet, but I do know based on how it's progressing that my next level of 8 times 9 is going to definitely put me over my 200. So in this particular case, if I look at how many levels am I going to have, I'm going to have 1 level, 2 levels, 3 levels, 4 levels, 5 levels, 6 levels, and my 7th level would get me over that 200 in terms of the box. And so I can solve my problem in that fashion. And so as you can see, by combining my smart notebook with Screencastify, I can jump between any problem that I have. And in fact, if I wanted to do one more text box over here, I can even just copy and paste my math up problems. And drop it into my smart notebook as well and work from there. Obviously, there's a lot of different things you can do. You can do this from a Google Slide standpoint if that's just as easy to work with. And just a lot of different aspects in terms of being able to write your problems out. So hope that helps. We'll see you later.